Have you considered how your loved ones will get access to your self-custody Bitcoin when you die? Inheritance can be a daunting topic, but it's one of the most frequent concerns we hear from Bitcoiners, and it's something all of us have to consider eventually. We're here today to help you get started. Hi, my name is Dent, and I am a Director of Client Solutions here at Unchained. One of our goals at Unchained is to help you become confident in your Bitcoin wealth. And that includes what happens to it when you're gone. While each Bitcoin inheritance situation is different for everyone, today let's talk about a starting point on how to think about this complex topic. One note before we get started, this video is designed for US Bitcoin holders only. But if you're based outside the US, you might still learn a thing or two. Always get advice from professionals in your local area. Possession and title are different things. The first thing you need to know is the difference between possession and title. When we talk about transferring possession of Bitcoin, we simply mean getting your private keys from you to your heirs after you die. You may already feel confident that you can transfer your keys to your loved ones and that they know how to handle them. If so, then great. But this is only one part of the Bitcoin inheritance plan. Just ensuring your loved ones can take possession of your Bitcoin does not mean they have legal title to it. So you'll want to address this according to your local laws. In the US, letting a dispute over legal title go to probate courts could mean revealing private information about your assets and your heirs in the public record. Or, worse yet, someone could challenge your heirs over the title of that Bitcoin itself. Not having the appropriate plan could leave your loved ones in an unfortunate situation, which is why you need to legally establish your will or trust. We recommend working with a local attorney to ensure the legal title to your assets is properly distributed to your loved ones after your demise. For this, you'll work with them to have your will or other estate planning documents drawn up. These legal documents will ensure the title of your Bitcoin properly passes to your beneficiaries and will establish who will manage the transfer of that estate, the executor. Alternatively, you may want to work with an attorney to set up a living trust. Living trusts are a common alternative for passing your assets to your heirs in the event of your death. These trusts allow you to maintain ownership over your assets while legally establishing your beneficiaries. Living trusts can often help protect your privacy. When properly set up and funded before death, they typically allow your assets to pass to your loved ones outside a public record. They can also make the distribution of assets smoother and can be great when used in combination with services like Unchained Collaborative Custody. Ensure your executor or trustee can access your keys. Now that you've created a legal structure to ensure beneficiaries have title of your Bitcoin, you need to consider how to ensure they have possession or access to it. This can vary depending on how you're securing your Bitcoin. Either your executor or trustee will be responsible for administering your assets, so it's your job to ensure that the executor or trustee has physical access to your Bitcoin keys when you're gone. If you use a standard single sig wallet, this would mean you need some means of providing the executor or trustee with information about how to access your Bitcoin keys. But while you're still alive, sharing this information about self-custody setup is risky. Bitcoin multisig really comes into play here. Multisig lets you set up a collection of keys that have to be used in combination with one another in order for the Bitcoin to be spent. As an example, you could create a 2 or 3 multisig where you have 3 total keys and 2 are needed to sign a transaction. This means that someone with access to just 1 key cannot spend your Bitcoin alone. This opens up the ability to share a key or backup with an executor, trustee, or other trusted third party to be used to sign a transaction at the time of your passing. Your executor or trustee needs to know what to do with your keys. Finally, having access to your private keys is not enough for them to gain true possession. Your executor or trustee must also know what to do with those private keys. For this reason, it may be a good idea to choose an executor or trustee who is already familiar with Bitcoin. Doing so can minimize the learning curve and headaches for them while also minimizing the chances that they could make a mistake. If your executor or trustee is already familiar with Bitcoin, or even more specifically, how self-custody setup works, he or she will still benefit from detailed instructions for how to handle the transfer of possession. If you're setting up your own inheritance plan by yourself, you'll want to have simple documentation detailing your security model and how your loved ones can orchestrate the moving of the funds. This is another place where Unchained and multi-sig collaborative custody can help. Our team of experts can walk your executor, trustee, or even beneficiaries through the whole process upon your death, never requiring that you give up complete control of your Bitcoin. Bitcoin inheritance tax. Bitcoin is property. One of the most common questions people have about Bitcoin inheritance is what their loved one's tax obligations will be. Again, while this varies widely by jurisdiction, the US federal government applies an estate tax of up to 40% on taxable estates exceeding a certain threshold, which changes each year with inflation. In addition to federal estate tax, your state may impose its own estate tax or inheritance tax, or even both. If you're approaching an asset threshold that would make federal or state death taxes an issue, consider consulting with an experienced attorney to devise a strategy for removing taxable value from your estate before death. In wrapping things up, today we covered the difference between possession and legal title when thinking about Bitcoin inheritance. For title, you will need to work with an attorney in your state of residence to legally set up your will or trust. After you've created that legal structure to ensure your beneficiaries have title to your Bitcoin, you then need to consider how to ensure an executor or trustee both has access to your Bitcoin keys and knows how to perform the possession transfer process. In the US, Bitcoin is treated as property for tax purposes. Bitcoin is a generational asset, and how to securely pass it on to the next generation is something we should all be thinking about. Each individual's Bitcoin inheritance plan is different based off their current situation, and therefore it's important that you create a plan that suits your specific needs. We hope this video is giving you a good starting point to further explore your own Bitcoin inheritance options. If you have any questions about Bitcoin inheritance that we didn't cover, let us know in the comments section below. And if this guide was helpful, please share it online, like, and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.